Breaking news, fresh from the press, coming out from David Ornstein and also a club statement. It is confirmed the writing has been on the wall with the poor performance start of the season. Erik Ten Hag is being sacked. This has come out now exclusively also from David Ornstein saying Manchester United sacked Erik Ten Hag, the 50-year-old Dutchman, informed by Manchester United official decision this morning. Ruud van Nistelrooy asked to take in charge on the interim basis, with the rest of the staff remaining in position now, according to the brilliant Adam Crafton and The Athletic. Guys, I want to hear your thoughts and feelings. Is this the result or the expectation, what you were expecting, judging by the poor performances of the season and results don't lie? Is this the end of the road? 100% it is the end of the road. I do have some guests in the background also coming in, but do not forget to like and subscribe before we kick on the show. You know what to do. Wow. And let's kick on with the show, shall we? Good afternoon, good morning, everyone. Manchester United fans all around the world. Mick Ruby here from Mufc Realist TV. And boy, when we have a story to tell, we go to live straight away directly. There is even a club statement coming out from the club that is confirmed that Erik Ten Hag has been removed from his role. Erik Ten Hag has left his role as Manchester United man's first team manager. Erik was appointed in April 2022, what the club statement is saying, and winning 2 domestic trophies, winning the Carabao Cup in 2023 and the FA Cup in 2024. We are grateful to Erik for everything that he's done during his time with us, and we wish him all the way for the future. Ruud van Nistelrooy will now take in charge of the team as an interim head coach, supported by current coaching team, whilst a permanent head coach is recruited. Guys, I want to hear your thoughts and feelings. This was coming. You got to be real. You got to look at the results. You can't isolate moments of brilliance one game by game. It hasn't been good enough. And you can also look at the Omar Barada, Dan Ashworth wasn't in decision-making process when they actually decided to keep Ten Hag. We know that they did a lot of interviews, and interviews been taking place looking at successor, right? But how would you feel if you're sitting in a position and you know that people are being interviewed for your position? You know that the writing is on the wall, and you keep playing game by game with a short-term vision, not utilizing the over 100 million pound signings what we did in the summer, just playing short-term visions. Casemiro, you want it gone in the summer, you're playing Casemiro. Eriksen, you want it gone in the summer, you start trusting Eriksen. Ugarte hasn't even played one single minute almost in the Premier League. Nowhere to be seen. That is a club signing. You keep playing 2 left wingers because you're too afraid to drop one of your star boys, Marcus Rashford. So instead, you're playing them on the left and on the right and keep Amad Diallo. And I think the icing on the cake was actually to play against Fenerbahce a number 10 role in Mazarawi, which is a right back / left back. So this has been haram football. This has been survival football. And now, apparently, the board had enough. They pulled the trigger. If you look at the league table, we're sitting 14th, and that is not good enough. I don't care if you're Ten Hag in, Ten Hag out. I am Manchester United in, and what I care about is the results and the mood and the feeling, what I feel watching the team right now. You can look at the game in isolation over the weekend to say, well, it ain't Ten Hag's fault that these players couldn't score the dinner or finish the dinner. But still, when Lopetegui in the first half makes 3 substitutions and you don't react, you invite them to dominate the game. Man United were up by 60% in possession in the first half. Yes. And post-match interview, Ten Hag was talking about we being clinical. Again, delusional, defending, deflecting. But what didn't he do in yesterday's game was to react in-game management. He allowed Lopetegui to do 3 changes. He didn't do nothing, right? In the 69th minute, he does one offensive change, and that is taking off Rashford to put in an Amad Diallo. But still, there is no reaction, right? In isolation, you can go and talk about they get back into 1-1. Fine. Cool. We get back into the game and the VAR, but it's not the VAR. VAR is just an excuse. You got to look at the entire start of the season. You got to look at what Man United have given Erik Ten Hag all the tools to be successful, but still cannot produce results. Unfortunately, football is a result business, people, and this is a business. It's a club, but at the same time, it's a business. They look at simply on the return on investment. Look at where are we at the table. Instead of progressing, we are down spiraling. We are 14th in the league. We used to be 6 points away from top 4. Now we are pretty much 9 points drift away. And this is a major uphill battle, and I believe that the club had enough. They don't see any progression. They had enough with this ludicrous team picking, and they pretty much pulled the trigger. What is your general thoughts and feelings? I do have somebody in the background as well, might have a call in as well. Facts is facts. This is facts. Guess, Taylor, what you're saying here. Let's see when the fans call for the next one to be sacked. Fair enough. Fair enough. But at least I'm proud that the actual club gave the manager, the first manager, his 3rd year to try something. But when you're not trying, when you're being so stubborn, even the fans can see what's unbalanced team. I'm not a football expert. I'm not a manager. I'm just a fan like you. But say something I'm giving up in you. Will he change? That's the main question. What I said. We're playing Leicester away. We're playing Chelsea at home as well. He will still put out Rashford to the right. He will still put Garnacho to the right, to the left. He will still pick Casemiro and Eriksen in the midfield while you're having Ugarte, a club signing that's not getting minutes. It's still very unbalanced. Who will replace the permanent manager? Well, apparently there is no smoke without fire. We see Xavi being one of the top contenders. 100% it will be. This was coming, what you're saying. Yeah, the writing was on the wall, 100%. Rasta Stocks is in the house. Big up, Rasta Stocks, all the way from US, New York. How you doing? You're on mute, my friend. It's not.
Hey, Mick, I'm at work, so I can't really stay long. But when I seen this, when I seen this, I just had to come here, say my piece. Mick,
Talk
at
to
the
us
end
as a
of the
fan.
day, at the end of the day, we need results. We don't need excuses. We need to make the right we need to make the right selections, and we need clinicality in the front. And for me, the game that we played against Fenerbahce and Porto, that was the icing on the cake for me right
Yep.
there. And yesterday against West Ham, listen, Mick, I was talking to fans all over yesterday, and hey, quote unquote, people were highly upset about that. And for me, just coming to work, I just get the notification on the app. Erik Ten Hag leaves. I'm like, what? I thought, yeah, Mick,
Uh,
I thought that was a fugazi. So when I read the article, I'm like, okay, it's bound to happen. Mick, we need results, and if you're not performing, it is what it is, man. I hope Ruud could do a good job, get us out of 14th, let the proper rotation, clinicality, because Mick, whew, 14th is not looking good, man. It's not looking
mm,
good. But Mick, I gotta go because I'm at
right.
work. But I just had to share my piece. But I'll be in the chat.
No problems, guys. If you
Uh,
want to come in and have you say, big up Rasta Stocks, come in and have you say, talk to us as a fan. Thomas Sweating has to say, I don't really like what just happened, but it was necessary. The next head coach needs to be elite level. Look, the writing was on the wall. Like, I am not, my channel, you know me. I'm very neutral, right? I let you guys have your opinion. I don't like to be swayed like, in or out, but even I can see as a realist. I look at these results, I look at the business, and as a business leader, I would say, well, if my manager is not performing, I'm losing money, I'm going to sack him and replace him. And that is the reality, especially if he's been backed. He's been back with new head coaches, new medical staff. We've been spending heavily in the window, recruited 7 players here and got rid of 17 players, and you're not utilizing what we bought. Why? Either that you take Ten Hag in isolation, put him in the office, and probably they did, to say, listen, why are you doing what you're doing right now? It's an unbalanced team. Why are you playing old players? There's no vision. You're not playing our players that we are developing. Well, they're not integrated. Well, how are you going to integrate them? I don't see any other Premier League team that bought players in this summer not playing them. This is ridiculous. It's ludicrous, in my opinion. This was about to happen, right? At the end of the day, am I happy with the results, what we're seeing as a Man United fan? No. Am I happy that we sack another manager? No, I'm not. But am I happy with the vision with Ineos? Yes, I am kind of a little bit bored, but I want us to win games. I don't want us to be on the 14th staring at the relegation battle. We should never been in this position. And that is the harsh reality, people. You know what? Hi, Mick, what you're saying here, Jim Watkins. I was expecting it, but not tonight. Well, I was kind of expecting it from last night's result. I don't want Ruud as a permanent manager. He will not be a permanent manager. I want the best manager. Zidane would be ideal. Well, let's park Zidane in that conversation as well. And we're going to talk about the club statement, right? To answer your question, well, Ruud van Nistelrooy is not going to be the permanent manager. The club statement came in clearly to say that he will be the caretaker manager until they find the replacement. They say Ruud van Nistelrooy will take charge of the team as an interim head coach, supported by the current coaching staff, whilst permanent head coach is recruited. That means that it would not cost the club 70 million to sack everyone. So they decided basically the sensible approach. We will keep Ruud van Nistelrooy. He knows the club inside and out. He's been there as a number 2 to Ten Hag. So we don't have to sack him. So basically Ruud and René Hankje will be in charge while they're dismissing Erik Ten Hag. What the payments will be, I don't know. It's certainly not going to be 17 million. But I want to hear your thoughts and feelings regarding this. The writing was been on the wall for weeks, 100%. But for me, I was lost against the Spurs game. And especially his comments when he said that I dismissed that Spurs game. It didn't really matter because we got Bruno sent off, and unrightfully so. You know what I mean? So for me, that was a moment where I lost my head. What happened? No, Jay Daly was calling me. Anyway, so this is where I lost my trust. And I kept saying, like, we did shows about it. How can Ten Hag tweak it? How can you get the best out of this team, out of this squad? Because let's be real, you can't sack a whole squad. They have contracts to 5 years, 3 years, 4 years. The only logical reason is to sack the manager, because the manager is the one that puts the team out. The manager is the one that sets the in-game management. Of course, the first half, it's always on the players, right? Because players set the tone, in my opinion. Yesterday was brilliant display first half. Man United with 60% ball possession. We were missing chances after chances. We created 8 opportunities, didn't convert nothing. Diego Dalot, that must be the miss of the season. 100% open gaping hole, right? But in the second half, this is where the manager comes and be accountable. When you absolutely see Lopetegui doing 3 instant changes before the second half, and you watch, wait a minute, what is he doing now? Souček in the mid, right? The goal scorer, what's his name? Solomon, whatever, that scores the goal, changed the game as well. And you don't do nothing? You go with the same team again because you don't trust the players on the bench. You don't trust the players that the club bought in. And I think that this is the tipping point. I think the club sat down to talk to him to say, Erik, you need to change. And we know that Erik is very stubborn. And in my opinion, said, no, fuck you. I'm going to play the way I want. Like it or not, sack me. And they probably did sack him, right? Anyway, let's go to the comment section. I've never bought his Ajax style. He never brought his Ajax style to us for whatever reason. He tried something completely different, and it didn't make sense. Listen, George Buss, who cares? You nailed it, 100%. To be critical, the Ten Hag that we recruited in from Ajax, we were excited. The brand of style of play that he was playing with Ajax, he said even in interviews, I'm not here to play the Ajax way. I'm here to play my way. I never understood what his way is. It's very confusing. His way of playing possession-based football that everyone should defend, it's not set up to scoring a lot of goals. No. It didn't work. And clearly, hopefully, Ruud van Nistelrooy can get this to work. Let's see what the fan base is saying. Ten Hag sacked finally. What you guys are saying. Well, it's a split opinion, but I cannot defend these results, me personally. Secretly, I was Ten Hag out 2 games ago against Fenerbahce as well. I said, this is unbelievable. When you sit here and do a watch along and you watch this shit happening in front of your eyes. Imagine if you're a match-going fan, a traveling fan, traveling all the way from Australia, from America to watch Man United play. You pay a lot of money to see this shit. Football is an entertainment business for fans. Football is a result business. It's not there to be played as a draw or a 0-0. Of course it is. But we are here to win games, not to draw games. And lately it's been like too many draws. Draw Chester United. And games you should have won, but you didn't. So that is facts. That is facts. Big up, Jason. Attack what you're saying. Let's see if things improve. We will definitely get the manager bounce. If not, then it's the manager, but if not, then it's not the manager, but it's been on the cards for weeks. Maybe it should be done sooner. Let's see. Yeah, they had the international break, of course, before we have another international break, but they pretty much said enough is enough, right? This is equally on Ineos as well, like, why we are in this position. Why I'm saying so? Well, they decided to go with Ten Hag based on him winning the FA Cup at Man City. Fans got really giddy, even including myself, to say, wow. Ten Hag even came out to defend. He said, like, I wanted to keep Amrabat. I never wanted to have an Ugarte. And Ugarte, according to my opinion, was a club signing. But since then, instead of progressing, he's been regressing, just being stubborn with his mind that this style is going to work. Everyone saw it. Everyone saying, Erik, abort. You are the captain of Titanic. You're steering the ship towards the iceberg. Yes, I know. But listen, trust me. Trust my process. Trust me. We are going to surpass that iceberg. Erik, we're getting 50 yards closer. No. Stay on course. Erik, we are crashing. Boom. It's crashed. It did not work. It did not work. So, confirmed by club statement, 100% he's been let go. It's going to be interesting to follow up what is next. We know that Ruud van Nistelrooy is still there. He's going to take charge. And I'm intrigued to see what Ruud van Nistelrooy can do. Ten Hag, in my opinion, been following his press conferences, is very, very dry in his communication. I believe he's that stubborn professor that has kind of like introverted mind. He has everything up here, but the problem is, how do you transpire your thought process into the playing squad? How do you put an arm around the shoulders? Instead of that, you're falling out with players one by one. Ronaldo, Eriksen, Rashford, Ahmad, a lot of players, right? You speak a good speech, but at the end of the day, trophies, what we won, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, finishing 8th last season, that doesn't mean anything. What matters is the league position at the moment, right? We want to see finishing up in top 4. This was always the target, probably. And I keep repeating myself, if you're drifting further away from top 4, you would be gone. Why? You look at Adidas sponsorship. You look at Snapdragon sponsorship. If this will continue, and if we don't make Champions League or Europa League, the sponsorship money will be slashed in half. Something that Ineos cannot tolerate. Let's face it, they are a business. They're not here just to be a vanity project. Some people say that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is a vanity project. Maybe he is. But at the end of the day, he said, I want to take Man United the winning way. I back Ten Hag. And in the strategical review, there was only Dale Brailsford that did that strategical review. There was also Wilcox that came in as well, right? But Omar Barada and Dan Ashwood was not involved. Apparently, they had their say now, by the looks of it. What you're saying here, Yolim, I mean, the players has been playing with no confidence. They create chances and cannot put it away. Creating confidence is the manager's job, 100%. 100%. These players have been walking on eggshells. Pause. You mentioned something very important here, Yolim. Instead of me ranting, everyone, I don't know if you've been a manager in your career, in a corporate level. I've been on a VP level, right? It is your job to create a fostering winning mentality, a cohesion within your team, because you know that a happy staff will go through brick walls for you, right? If you're being too stubborn, being too bossy, too micromanagement, people will fear you, but they will not like you. It's simple as that. So it's a balance to be like, a tactician, but also a people skills manager. You like the Titanic analogies, yes, but that's the reality. Listen, Yali, I also expected a lot from Ten Hag, but if you asked me that season when we chose between Ten Hag and what's his name now? I keep forgetting his name. Jesus. Mauricio Pochettino. Clearly, we made a good choice. Clearly, that first season, we finished third, right? But ever since the second season, with the injuries and the excuse, he kept adamant to play his ludicrous style. Ludicrous style. I would say that what is our playing identity? There's been a lot of arguments. What is Man United's style of play under Ten Hag? Nobody really knows, because he kept changing all the time. I'm frustrated because we're sitting here. There's no point of doing a match preview because we can't even pick a starting 11. It's so unpredictable. One thing that we can guarantee right now, if we will still be in the job, he will still pick Rashford. He will still pick Garnacho, because he doesn't want to drop either of them and shoehorn them. And then all of a sudden you have no balance, right? Garnacho is a great player, but he needs to be developed as well. Marcus Rashford hasn't really been developed for years. And then you have a young up-and-coming striker in Højlund that can benefit from being serviced. He's been starved. We don't put in any crosses to Højlund. We don't play into his strength as well. Anyway, we have a City fan in the house. What you're saying here? No, wait a minute. The musical Duke of Call Me Duke. Yeah, the players still have to go. You can't, and that's the fallacy. How can you sack players? We still need to have players to play the game. You can't sack them. And it's inevitable that the only one person you can sack, and it's the manager. It's the manager puts the team out for selection. It's the manager to make sure that they are properly coached and set up and ready to play the game. When he comes out to say, I pick players, I pick Anthony based what he performed in training. But those players are letting you down on the pitch because you don't trust anyone else. Where is Harry Amas, a proper left back? We are playing without a left back, and you have a youngster that you trusted over the preseason, but you are too afraid to use him, right? You're just playing players to save yourself. It's been clear and evidential. Again, I repeat, you wanted Casemiro gone in the summer. Casemiro has been picked by you. You wanted Eriksen to be gone. Eriksen's been saving your ass. You're picking him. But there's no long-term longevity in that team. You were picked by bringing youth to the squad. You haven't brought anyone up as of yet. As of yet. You're showcasing that you're picking the youngsters on the bench, but you're not giving them any chances. You have an asset, one of the best right wingers in the league at the moment, where everyone rivals are talking about why you're not picking him, Amad Diallo. I'm not saying a favorite FC, but it is what it is. Perhaps now what Jeff Steele is saying, I can relax and start seeing this club returning where it should be soon. This PTSD have been affecting us all. Even for me, I'm a very mentally strong person, but I gotta admit, have you seen me doing much content lately, past weeks? No, because I'm bored to the teeth. I'm bored to the teeth of this merry-go-round. Just pull the fucking trigger, and that's what they did today. That is the best thing, a clarity the club could have done. Now we can move on. Now we can sort of assess it. Can Ruud van Nistelrooy get a tune out of it? I believe he can. For some strange reason, I've been watching Ruud on the touchline. He is the conductor. You know, when you have a Vienna Symphony Orchestra, when you have that conductor that goes higher tempo, slow down. Give me some drums, boom, 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 boom. Give me some silence. And now attack. Ba, 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 ba. Ruud van Nistelrooy has been very vocal and very aggressive. I think he can get a tune. But Ten Hag has been non-reactionary. Thank you. Thank you for sponsoring Believing My Words of Wisdom. Again, I don't believe in sacking managers. Never do I believe to sack a manager is the result. We are back into the hamster wheel. But if you clearly see that the style of play is not working, the system is not working, and you're consisting game in, game out to play that system, you are setting up players to fail. You're setting up unpositioned players in the wrong position as well. The game against Brentford, the second half, basically everyone was pissed off. They just released the anger and just he probably said, go out there, kill them, go express yourself, fuck the rules. And boy and behold, look, we went and played berserk. We were like the old bullish Man United, and this is what I want to see. Otherwise, I believe they've been too shackled, like they've been playing in a square box. You should not cross your circle here. Stick to defend, defend, defend. Now, I can understand from last season, I think that he got mentally burned by the injury. So he's been thinking, I need to rotate. I need to win game by game. My job is on the line here. There's key performance indices attached to me right now. Because last year I didn't have any accountabilities. Now I do. But this shows you when you do have accountability and you majoring fucking up, you be gone. 100%. Right? You don't have the free range. Anyway, big up for all of you. Rick Bowler, what you're saying here. We Ruud the inevitable new manager bounce incoming 100%. How long period will give Ruud? Well, Ruud is going to be here as an interim to the appoint the new manager, apparently. This is always been the case. I believe when they recruited in Ruud, they probably told him, like, you are the successor to Ten Hag. But to get a new manager in right now, it's not going to work. I'm telling you why. Because the manager will not have a preseason. He will not have it any time. There's games coming up thick and fast. We have Leicester and Chelsea. So it doesn't really make sense. Maybe get the manager in the international breaks. I think it's about 4 weeks away from now, 5 weeks away from now. But let Ruud, that already knows the team and the squad, and Rennie Hankio take care of it. And let's see what Ruud will do differently. Will it be more attacking? I believe it will be, right? Ruud wasn't really exactly amazing at PSV, and he's responsible for the current forwards place. Well, listen, I spoke to some Feyenoord fans the other day, and they said they spoke highly regarding about Ruud van Nistelrooy. He almost won the league. I mean, I think he won the Eredivisie, right? And they said he is an amazing manager. He was a shitster. He was constantly yelling on the touchline, demanding, attack, attack, attack. So let's see. Let me see. Locker 45, what you're saying here. We actually have a competitive squad. In most positions, we shouldn't be drawing and dragging games. 100%, man. 100%. And I echo your statement, because I've been saying that on paper, we have a top 4 challenging squad. It's just Get the best out of them and get a system that will work. But in this 4-3-2-1 system, it doesn't work. We're not pressing, we're not following the triggers. We're not creating, the midfield is not creating for the front four. We are basically set up from last season not to concede goals. Okay, the defense is now good, I would say. The partnership of Licha, De Ligt is a leader. Mazarawi has been a great signing for us. But Dalot, question mark, if you go one by one, is Dalot the answer? I'd say no. Dalot has mistakes in him as well. But he's okay player. He's okay player, right? But the midfield, of course, when you're going to start like, Eriksen and Casemiro, aging legs, no legs, and Bruno Fernandes, that is just basically going to your first season under Erik Ten Hag. That was his midfield. And rest assured, I do hope that we see an Ugarte. And when Kobe Mainoo is fit, to see a Kobe Mainoo and Ugarte, and potentially a Bruno. Let's see how that combination will work. Let's see. At the end of the day, you cannot sack the whole squad. Yeah, David Potter, I said it on this channel. He's playing himself to the sack. As I said, I did the analogy. I've done it many times with the Titanic ship. When he's been warned that you are steering the ship towards the iceberg, you just crashed it. I did a lot of analogies where you're driving your red Ferrari and there's something wrong and you pull into Jarvis's garage. And there's a little box called diagnostic tool. You plug it in. It's a data machine. And that diagnostics tells you exactly what's wrong. The mechanic, Jarvis, tells Erik, listen, Erik, you're a little bit unbalanced on the right. You have almost a flat tire on the right. Yes, I know, but I'm still going to drive it this way. Yes, I know. Thank you. Listen, your head gasket is about to explode in midfield, right? There's too much sugar in that. There's no energy in there. Yeah, but I still trust my old engine. I'm still going to drive it. Okay, listen, last year you were kind of leaking a lot of goals, but it seems like you balanced the back wheels. Yes, it's all good. Thank you so much, mechanic. I'm going to keep driving on the M16 until I crash, until the car breaks down. And this is exactly what happened, because at the end of the day, my analogy there is to say you have all the video analysis, you have all the assistant managers telling you what to do, but you're not listening. Clearly, you've been not listening. You can see in the press conference, the deflection in the press conferences, you're not listening either. And I think in general feeling after the past 4 games, I think the majority of the fan base gave up, or they just got disengaged with this team and the manager and the club and the vision. And when this hurts the brand of the club, this is where you get this. It's simple as that. Football is a result business, people. And if this is hurting the new custodians of the club, they're not getting the results, it's hurting the sponsorship deals, there's only one person that goes, and that is the manager, unfortunately. Well, we'll see. Yalem, I mean, I'm glad that we will once more watch United play again, 100%. What you're saying, Louis van Gaal, I told you so. Yeah, that was the quote from Louis van Gaal, was it? Yalem, I mean, United trying to get Nagelsmann as #1 target and Xavi. Yes. Yeah, I've been hearing that as well. Which one do you want? Maybe I should start a poll. I'm not sure too sold on Xavi, to be honest. He didn't get the best out of a Barca team and still unexperienced. I would say Nagelsmann is more of a manager that excites me, right? He's a daredevil. Listen, let's just start a poll regarding this. Let's finish this and start a poll. Bear with me a second. I'm just going to end this poll. End poll. The current poll was going right now. Was it a right decision by Manchester United to sack Erik Ten Hag? And 78% says yes, and 22% says no. I am interested to hear of the 22%ers, why do you don't think it was the right decision? Definitely. Everyone is entitled for an opinion, but it's done. And I'm going to start a new poll now, peeps, as well. Sorry, bear with me. I'm just totally alone in the studio. Start a poll. Who would, just to say, like, you know, who woo who would you pick? Jesus Christ, trying to type pick as next manager. So it was Nagelsmann, and there was Xavi as well. Cool, Xavi. Poll is running. Get your votes in as well. I'm interested to hear what you guys are saying, right? So let's get back to the comment section, what you guys are saying here. Yeah, listen, Jeff Steele, players' accountability has to be at the forefront from here on, and those 300,000 aren't safe from being dropped. You know, yeah, 100%. This is what's been bothering me. Like, you know, the £300 asset players get £300 a week. Like we're talking about Marcus Rashford. Bruno has been shit as well. Just drop them. Give them a lesson. Like, listen, just because you're getting paid 300k a week and you're the captain or you're the star boy or the poster boy of the team, if you're not performing, just drop them. Play players that do well in training and that will do well in pitch, right? They follow the instructions, 100%. What you're saying here, Alan, Michael Oliver VAR last game. Oh my God. Yeah, we'll do a show about this later on as well. Michael Oliver does have an agenda. Michael Oliver, just do a research, mate. You know, whenever he refereed Man United, we only won 33% of those games, right? If you look at Michael Oliver, Manchester City, you will understand there is, can I say, brown paper envelopes floating around, 100%. That in isolation, the VR penalty, where the main ref just dismissed it, let the game play on, and the instigator with Oliver is sitting there. You got to go back and watch this. The ball didn't go out of play. We were actually attacking them. We are attacking them, going for the kill to make a 2-1. But no. I'm very intrigued to hear the VR conversation released between the Michael Oliver and the head coach. VR should not intervene. The clear and obvious, the referee let it go. When you look at the penalty in isolation, how was that a penalty? How? That was never a pen. Never. Even Bowen came out to say that was never a pen, right? So the agenda against Man United, maybe we destroyed Michael Oliver, who is a Newcastle fan. We destroyed his childhood. Maybe. Anyway, guys, this is kind of the breaking news today. For what we know, it was announced also by the club statement, but David Ornstein also came out to say earlier that from exclusive, the Manchester United have sacked Erik Ten Hag. 50-year-old Dutchman informed by Manchester United decision of this morning. Ruud van Nistelrooy asked to take charge as an interim basis with the rest of the staff remaining. So we did a poll. You guys said 78% it was the right choice. Clearly, after yesterday's result, that was kind of the icing on the cake for the board. So they pulled the trigger this morning, apparently. They must have had a crisis meeting after the game yesterday. I think the Fenerbahce game was also kind of gave them a little bit of a... There was no smoke without fire when you saw media consistently reporting that we are speaking to Xavi, Nagelsmann, even Terzic, the ex-Dortmund manager. But thank you, Erik Ten Hag, for everything that you've given us. I'm going to finish on a positive. It hasn't been bad, all that bad. Last season, we were derailed by injuries. I bought that. But you gave us 2 trophies. You gave us a FA Cup final that I would never forget. We thought that we were going to get hammered against City, but you outclassed. You showed us some real Ten Hag football in that. But he hasn't been too consistent. We have seen a little bit when you're throwing in the kitchen sink, playing Bruno as a left back and Harry Maguire as a striker. There was some mad moments. But unfortunately, what carried on from last season has been carried on into this season. And you got to stop the rot. I believe that the club brought in the pest control. I believe they had a conversation with them. And this is the end result. This is reality, people. Either if I'm dying to hear what Mark Nurse will say, because he was the biggest Ten Hag inner defending. I'm going to speak to him as well. But at the end of the day, we are not the ones that making the call. We are not the ones that picking the team. But we are fans watching the game. And it hasn't been pleasant to watch Man United. Hand on my heart, I was very depressed this morning after yesterday. I said, where are we heading? This cannot continue. I know exactly what's going to be happening here. If Ten Hag continues, he will still pick the same team and we will still get the same result. But now that is over and now we can breathe a little bit. Big up for everyone that's tuning in. Elite Baller said, I said months ago Bruno would get Ten Hag sacked. Well, I don't know. Will he? I think Ten Hag sacked himself at the end of the day by being too stubborn. Right? Everyone can see what was wrong with this team. Was unbalanced. You play players in unpositional positions, and that's it. We have Grace. Long time no see, Grace. How you doing? First place on the team sheet under Ruud will be Rashford and Bruno. Who knows? We can only speculate. But I believe that Ruud has some ideas. I believe that Ruud has been sitting there on the touchlines, and I think he's been speaking to Ten Hag to say, look, let's tweak this and tweak that. I'm the head coach, stand in line. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm the captain of Titanic. But Erik, we're heading towards the iceberg. I know how we can get around the iceberg. No. So let's see what Van Nistelrooy has to produce. But Van Nistelrooy will be the interim until we get the next manager in. And I believe they're going to keep Van Nistelrooy and René Hanke and all the coaching staff and just get in the head coach. For now, the poll is going. For now, it is Nagelsmann leading by Xavi. Wow, that's very interesting. And I'm going to end this poll very soon. We have, let's see, 20 votes in here. If we can get some more votes, but it looks overwhelming. Who would you pick as the next manager? Nagelsmann and 89% and Xavi on 11. That speaks volume what you want. And I would say that as well. I'm not so keen on Xavi. What has he done at Barca? Not so good. Hansi Flick came in there, a German manager. German-style manager does simply well, right? Came in and got a tune under Barca. 4-0 spanking of Real Madrid was on Hansi Flick. Nagelsmann, of course, they sacked Nagelsmann because they wanted Thomas Tuchel in. But Thomas Tuchel failed miserably. And they probably regret for getting rid of Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann is somebody that has an idea, that has an expansive style of football, that's not afraid to experiment, but he plays very attacking football and aggressive. So for me, if I had to choose, I'll go Nagelsmann. I would not like an Xavi. No, doesn't really sit well for me. I would like to have a sort of a young, up-and-coming, expensive coach and see how Brighton is doing with their up-and-coming, expensive coach as well. Get in, Gamer TV. Yep, get in. Anyway, that's been me having my say. We have broken the news that Manchester United pulled the trigger on Erik Ten Hag. He will no longer be in charge. He will be Van Nistelrooy as an interim coach until they get the new manager. Who would that be? Will it be a Xavi? Will it be a Nagelsmann? Or will it be a Terzic? Definitely. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to tune in 9 p.m. tonight for Jarvis's Corner. It's been Mick Ruby from MUFC Realist TV with some breaking news. Take it easy, people, and leave a comment as per usual. What do you think? Was it the right decision? See you till next time. Bye for now. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.